Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw for Insider Travel Report, and I'm here with a familiar face, although usually we're talking to her in person. This time it's by Zoom. It's Kristen Karst, who's the co-founder and I think brand ambassador for AmaWaterways now. And we wanted to talk to Kristen because literally AmaWaterways achieved an amazing thing just in the past week or so. They started the first river cruise in Colombia. And it's on the Magdalena River, and they finally it's been challenging, but we're going to talk about that. And now they have it. It's really groundbreaking. It's a new river for river cruising, and everybody's been interested in it for quite some time now. And you're going to hear about that and more on Insider Travel Report. Kristen, first of all, great to see you, although we always much prefer live in person.
Always nice to see you, James. And no matter what, thank you for having me as your guest again. And yes, we are so excited to have our first ship, the Ama Magdalena, in the water in Colombia on Rio Magdalena.
Well, congratulations on that. I know you've been waiting for it a long time. I know Rudy Schreiner has been waiting for it a while, and now it's a reality. And you've started the first cruise, right? When did the first cruise launch?
Yes, our first cruise departed on April the 12th
Okay.
from Cartagena to Barranquilla.
Okay.
And so now it's our third cruise,
Wow.
actually.
You're already up to, by the
Yes.
time this comes out, we'll be probably into the fourth cruise.
All
So
right. Okay.
there you
The,
go.
sh- the ship is running smoothly. It's full with happy guests. Many of them are being repeat guests from our European cruises. And right now, so it's the third cruise, it's on the way from Cartagena to Barranquilla again.
Fantastic. So those are the 2 point terminus, the jumping off point, and then the terminus. Now you did experience some delays in getting this to this point. I know that was frustrating. What were some of the challenges you faced in building the ship and in creating kind of the infrastructure? Because there really wasn't any infrastructure operating on the rivers to operate it. What have you had to overcome to get here to this point?
Well, we always say out of challenges come the big opportunities, right? And being a pioneer, we knew that it's not easy, but there is so much excitement about creating something new and meaningful, both, of course, for the guests who will eventually cruise on Ria Magdalena, as well as for all the communities,
Yeah.
because they feel why didn't they look at the beauty of their country first? Why did this have to be a company coming from the outside? And now, of course, everyone is just so full of gratitude. So this project represents a significant milestone for tourism in Colombia. And therefore, we made this decision from the beginning of the project that we would take the time that was necessary to build strong relationships with the authorities in the country, with the locals, with Pro Colombia, and of course also Core Magdalena, who is overseeing Rio Magdalena
Right.
and is ensuring that all the local communities benefit from us bringing visitors to their hometowns and villages. So constructing docking facilities and building luxurious excursion boats. So
Okay.
I can really say when I say luxurious excursion boats, it's not just any excursion boat. Yeah. So, it's beautiful white leather seats, all of this. There's even, a toilet on board. So an excursion boat. So really we wanted to meet the standards of safety and comfort, but at the same time also cater to the client who wants to have this elegant setting. And we bought locally whenever possible
Right.
and employed local craftsmen, woodwork specialists to bring to life a very Colombian feeling on board the ship as envisioned by the ship's Colombian architect and interior designer, Camilo Restrepo.
I met him. I remember meeting him at one
You
point.
met him at Asta, right? And
No, I think it was Astor River Cruise a couple years ago. Yeah.
exactly, because I brought him over there, so he was presenting, and he was also the architect of the botanical garden and the buildings there in Medellin in
Okay.
Colombia. So I can only encourage you and anyone, whenever you are in Colombia, also go and see this beautiful botanical garden there. And so in order to meet our sustainability standards, we also did need to import certain technical equipment.
Okay.
And even little details like this did create some delays. But again, it goes back to being the first ones. Somebody has to take it on. We wanted to take it on. There was no knowledge about anything. And now I have to say, through training initiatives and collaboration with local leaders, the program really aims to create these meaningful economic opportunities for those riverside communities while preserving the cultural and ecological integrity of the region. Because even building docking locations
Yeah.
could have an impact on the ecological system of the river. So everything had to be done with a lot of care.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk a little bit about the ship, or do you call it a boat? I'm not sure in this case. It's smaller than your
We
usual.
call it ship, James. We call our excursion boats boats,
Okay, so
but it is a
this is
ship.
the ship, and then the excursion boats are boats. All right, now I got it right. I got it right now. So, but anyway, let's talk about the ship. It was built in Colombia, right?
Yes, yes. Built in Colombia. Actually, both. We have our own shipyard there. We even had to change the shipyard. That caused another delay.
Okay.
But yes. Mhm.
So you had that, and they built the first one, and the second one's coming out fairly soon, right?
Yeah, the Ama Melodia, the sister ship of the Ama Magdalena, we start to prepare the launch on September the 10th this year.
Oh,
So
wow. So you'll have two.
just in a few months from now, we will be tweaking some of the little things that we saw on the first ship, might need some improvement or so, but there was not much. Actually, the maiden voyage really went so smoothly.
That's great.
But yeah, September 10 is the goal.
And how many guests does it carry?
So the Ama Magdalena is 223 feet long and 43 feet wide, welcoming 60 guests. And this is similar to the size of the Amalilia on the Nile River in Egypt, our
Okay.
newest ship there.
Yeah.
There we accommodate up to 82 guests. But yes, 60 guests on the Ama Magdalena and 64 guests on the Ama Melodia.
So slightly larger, but not by much. And how many crew?
So crew members on this side, we will have probably, I mean, right now is about 40 crew members on board. Yeah. And
Okay.
we are seeing there right now how it all works when it comes to the nautical team, the team, in the dining room, the bar, of course, making sure that all our beautiful appointed staterooms, are always like beautiful, assigned, clean as they should be, and so much more. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's
So
still a work in process. What matters, what is more important, we also have a wellness host on board the ship.
I was going
And
to ask
we
about
have
that. Yeah.
a spa, a massage room as well,
Okay.
which we see already the request for massages is quite high. So let's see how we go around here.
Now, so you 60 guests. So you what have about 30 staterooms, right? Is that
We have
right? Yeah.
30 staterooms, that's correct.
And how well are they really a good size each one, and are they well appointed?
Oh, absolutely. So the stateroom size ranges from 237 to 516 square feet.
Mhm.
So this is very
That's
nice.
big.
Again, the smallest one is 237. also River Cruise Lines call this actually a suite on their regular river cruise ships in Europe, right?
Okay.
So it is really, really nice. It's twin balcony staterooms. Of course, AmaWaterways is known for the twin balconies,
Sure.
outside balconies with chairs where you can sit, the French balcony with a sliding glass door. And we have four suites as well. And it's all built by Mariana Schlegel-Donado of Casa Schlegel-Donado from Barranquilla.
Okay.
That's where the woodwork was done. And I can tell you, it's another feisty female leader that I have encountered in Colombia, that just was ready all the time, has pushed the project together with us.
That's
No
great.
nonsense, a powerful young woman.
And fantastic. Now, I did forget to ask, how many decks is the ship?
So we have three decks.
Three decks,
Yeah.
but like similar
And
to what you have, and three decks of three passenger decks, and then
absolutely. And then, of course, on the where the sun deck is, with a beautiful swimming pool, there is also our lounge area.
right.
So everything is arranged a little bit similar to our European ships. So, but the pool is quite nice. We have a spacious fitness room. I mentioned the massage room,
Massage
and
room.
then we have a main restaurant
Okay.
serving exquisite, regionally inspired Latin American cuisine and Western favorites.
Okay.
And there's also an intimate al fresco specialty dining experience on board.
Is that on
So
the top deck
we
too,
have
the sun
both.
deck? Do you have the top deck? That's where it is?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Absolutely, it
So that's
is.
it. That's your alternative dining if that says it on the top deck.
It
Great.
is. Yes,
Now, so
correct.
we've talked about dining, we've talked about accommodations. Well, what exactly is the itinerary from Cartagena to Barranquilla?
Yeah, so there are two immersive 7 night itineraries. The Magic of Colombia and The Wonders of Colombia. Both itineraries cruise between Cartagena and Barranquilla and include, or vice versa, Barranquilla back
Right.
to Cartagena, and include unique cultural highlights, such as if we would start now in Barranquilla, let's say it, the weekly private celebration of the world famous Barranquilla Carnival. Did
Oh,
you know that Barranquilla has the second largest carnival in the world after Rio de Janeiro in
really?
Brazil?
I did not know that. Yeah.
So, and we bring the carnival to the ship, also to our private docking place in Barranquilla. So that's one of our signature heritage experiences. There will be a guided heritage tour
Okay.
and exclusive jazz performance in the UNESCO designated city of Mompox.
Okay.
Mompox is a hidden gem, I have to say, such a beautiful small town in the middle of where we are. So that's not in the beginning, not at the end, in the middle. Back in the times, when we go back to the gold trade, Mompox used to be richer than Cartagena.
Really?
It's also the city where the filigrane silver jewelry
Okay.
was actually created. So we will also see a workshop there. Then we go to Manangé. Manangé is a beautiful natural area where we do bird watching
Okay.
of some rare endemic species. Well, you know, Colombia is one of the most biodiverse countries
Yep.
in the world. And it has more birds than the US and Canada have together. More bird species, not birds, of
Wow.
course, bird species.
Yeah, I understand that because I've been to some parts of South America, like Ecuador has amazing birds too.
It has amazing ones, but you will be very surprised what you see. We will go to the floating village of Nueva Venecia. So this is one of the excursions where we heavily use our excursion boats.
Mhm.
And so the ones who have been on the Mekong River with us and know what floating villages are when we go around, this is where we go into this village. There are floating restaurants, there are floating schools. I mean, it is a beautiful, beautiful village with quite some heritage as well. Then we And again, you can only navigate to this village by an excursion boat. Even a boat size like Ama Magdalena or Ama Melodia cannot go there.
So how many boats do you have on board?
We have four excursion
Oh,
boats
wow. So
that
you
we are
got
using. So with 60 guests maximum on board, you can see we split up either the groups into 20 and use three excursion boat, keep one on the side in case, one needs to be replaced for whatever reason it could be. But this is a very nice size. Now, 20 guests. Also, we have three local guides cruising
okay.
with us in addition to the cruise manager.
Oh,
So
wow.
one guide always goes on the excursion boat or on the excursion with our guests. So that is really, really nice. We will also go to Palenque. Palenque is the first town where the slaves freed themselves from the Spaniards
Hmm.
in the entire Americas. So we will have a musical and historical exploration of Palenque. Very, very meaningful, very beautiful, lots of fun. And then we also have, because it's a river cruise, right?
Right.
We have a beautiful scenic cruise down one of the most breathtaking stretches of Rio Magdalena, and that's the La Mojana region.
Yes.
And we are reaching the town of El Banco, the birthplace of cumbia, dance and music,
Okay.
founded in a location that is strategic for both the native people and the Spaniards. The town was repeatedly destroyed in the struggles and then rebuilt atop its ashes. So it's a very, very nice program, which I
Sounds great.
feel has everything from culture to nature to wildlife, of course, more bird life. We see the fishermen. Of course, we will have also local produce, local fish
Right.
that we are serving on board. And there is so much about the seas, right? Colombia with the sea, the colors, the coffee, the chocolate. We have tastings on board.
Okay.
So both from the shore and the onboard experience, really, really cool.
And then you finally get to Cartagena on this route. So that's
And then, of course, on that one, we get to Cartagena, where we celebrate again. I mean, Cartagena is one of the most beautiful cities in the world. But we celebrate music, dance, history, culture, joyous traditions, and so much more. But also, again, wonderful food, and most important, the genuine, polite, welcoming people.
no, I've wanted to get down there for a while myself. I keep delaying to go with you. We'll see one of these days I'll get down there. Now, you also have pre and post tours, I believe, that you go off to. Well, obviously, you can stay in Cartagena, you can go to Bogota, you can go to Medellin, and I believe you could go to Panama last I.
Panama as well. So if you, let's say, if you start in Cartagena, you can go to Medellin as a pre-land program, and then we fly you to Cartagena. It's about a 50-minute flight. It's very convenient. Medellin itself, an amazing, amazing place, city. Some of our guests have given us feedback that, I mean, they had no idea how much they would love Medellin, which
Right.
also has, as we all know, quite a history. Cartagena, of course, itself, whoever wants to spend more time in Cartagena than just a day, you can spend a week in Cartagena.
Of course,
You
yeah,
do not
that's
have enough. There's so much to see. And then, of course, we go to Panama as a post-land program when you disembark in Barranquilla. We fly you to Panama. We stay there at the beautiful Sofitel Legend Hotel.
right.
And that's what we also do as part of our land program in Cartagena. We use the beautiful Sofitel Legend it's a walled city. Yeah. It's in the best part of the old town.
Okay.
And there are not many Sofitel Legend hotels in the world. They
Right.
are the top hotels. As you know, we are using Sofitel Legend. That's the Metropole in Hanoi,
Yeah.
as well as the Sofitel Angkor in Siem Reap. We love these hotels. And in Panama, we take our guests from the Caribbean to the Pacific. They see the Panama Canal. We see actually the jungle there. It's a lovely, lovely program.
So you can actually spend almost 2 weeks down there
You definitely
between the
can
river
if you do
cruise.
it
The river
all.
cruise is itself is 7 days, I assume, or roughly.
Yes,
And
yes,
then
yes.
the add-ons with pre and post, you can add on a lot more days if you want, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And even so, the flights are very short. Let's say from Miami, you only fly about 2.5 hours to
Yeah.
Cartagena. Yeah, you fly a little bit longer from LA. I think there is a Copa, connection via Panama that is a wonderful, wonderful connection. So it's very accessible, but we have learned from anything else. Many clients just don't go for a week anymore. Once they are a part of the world, they want to see so much more, and right so. And there is so much to discover. You know?
Absolutely. Now, so far, what's been the demand for this new cruise? I think you're sold out, right?
We are. We are currently running full until summer.
Okay.
And then when the Ama comes and joins us in September, then we see we have some space in the second half of the year.
Okay.
And then hopefully we will be able to accommodate both the media and of course our travel advisor partners. We are of course so proud of the product. We want to show our product, but and we don't want to just show our ship.
Right.
We want to show everyone how welcoming the locals are.
Right.
Because when we had the maiden voyage, the locals were lining up the riverbanks. They were waving, they were cheering with joy as they saw the Ama Magdalena. It was such a moment of pride,
Right.
of unity, of shared celebrations for us and the communities along the majestic rivers. And again, I just want to reiterate, everyone is so much welcome there. And that's very important in today's times.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I'm sure it was a wonderful thing for the country, for the people. And now you're going to have two ships there. So now overall, your second ship's coming in September. It's going to basically follow the same itineraries. Just
It will start in Cartagena, go to Barranquilla. So it will have the same itinerary, but the two ships will probably never meet really
really.
with each other
Oh,
because it's like a cienega. When you go Rio Magdalena and you come into the Delta, there are so many arms. And the way we are cruising, is not straight, just the River Rhine or the River
right.
Danube.
Right. Yeah.
So, which is also maybe better because for the communities, you don't want to overwhelm
Got it.
them with just too many. That's why also the ships are smaller. You want to really fit in with the local spirit.
Okay. So no ships crossing in the night, right?
Um, Maybe
Maybe.
not, but we'll see. We'll see
Yeah.
how it all works.
Yeah,
Yes.
I envision a great celebration with the two ships together at some point, but that
Absolutely.
was it. Now, overall, now that you finally have this ship in the water and you're cruising, are you pretty happy with the product now? Or are you still making a few tweaks to get everything right, or are you very satisfied with what came out?
Yeah, no, we are happy. We are happy. Obviously, the second one is always, we can elevate the product. We can make some enhancements, both from maybe certain material that was used on the ship, but also when it comes to the shore excursions,
Right,
to the onboard entertainment. So those first few weeks are so important to us because we listen to the guests, the feedback of the guests, the questionnaires. Again, we read every questionnaire. We were very happy with the inaugural sailing, and with the way it goes now. But of course, I mean, there is always certain enhancements that you want to do. And we are so excited to also have opened our office in Cartagena,
Mhm.
where we have more than 10 people, looking at everything, the product, being there, welcoming the guest, making sure we also look at, we have a wonderful guest chef on board that currently is doing it, but there are so many in the countries, right? And so we constantly go and test certain restaurants and see what else we can do. And it's just in a very nice movement to get refined and how should I say, we are very proud now, but every time, I always say every day is a learning day, and
That's
there is
great.
something new we can discover and implement, of course,
Well, it's great
into
that
the
you're having
product.
guest chefs on. Colombians, there's some great chefs down there.
Yes,
So I'm
yes,
sure you're discovering them, and the food is wonderful. So that that's what you should expect now. You with AmaWaterways, you basically go a lot very local.
yes.
So that's and of course the coffee and the chocolate you can't go wrong. So
And the rum. It's not a sea,
and the
but of
rum. Oh
course, I
no,
mean, when it comes to this, I know many will ask, so where are the wines coming from? And Colombia doesn't really have wines,
no,
right? I mean,
no.
there is a wine in Mompox you should definitely taste, but it's nothing to be served every night. The wines will come from Chile, Argentina, you know, the famous wine regions, of course, in Latin America. But there will be also some wonderful rums that we will present on board, amazing cocktails and mocktails.
Okay.
You know, something what you might not have tasted on our ships in Europe and different parts of the world. Um, but in a way, it is about a new destination. It's about creating lasting connections between cultures, celebrating the rich history and the natural beauty of Rio Magdalena, and offering new opportunities for those local communities. So, in addition to what we are doing already for the program on board, for the tours, the excursions, the moment we dive more into some of the other communities
Okay.
that we haven't even seen yet, and we are explorers and we will do this, who knows what else we can bring on board, but maybe we haven't thought about this yet.
Well, and I'm sure you will. And that's the whole idea. You get to explore Colombia and find out everything that it has to offer. Now, for our travel advisors out there, you're saying maybe they can book stuff for the fall because you'll have some opening by then, I gather.
Yeah, I mean, the fall looks much wider open. Now, our travel advisor FEM rates, they open up at 60 days before
Right.
departure. So, and obviously, we are not there yet with the 60 days,
Yeah.
but very, very soon, it's in our travel advisor portal. Our travel agent partners only have to go to our website,
Okay.
amawaterways.com, look at the travel advisor portal. All our FEMs are there, no matter what destination. And then we would love to have many to come on board. Because I have already quite a few emails and I met travel advisors at trade shows, at conferences who said, we were born in Colombia. We were
Really?
born on Rio Magdalena.
Oh my
We
God.
would love to come back and see it now from this point of view and bring their clients back to the place where they were born. What better thing for a guest to go with their travel advisors to a place where they were born?
That's
So,
amazing. That's
yeah.
fantastic. Now, is this a cruise that could be for families or not?
Yes, it's definitely also
Older kids.
older children, I would say. Maybe not necessarily the 4 or the 6-year-old that we also love to welcome on board our ships in Europe. Um, it is, yeah, climate-wise, I also want to say it is more hot and humid.
Right.
At certain times of the year, there maybe are also more bugs around, when it
That's
comes to
true.
this. So, yeah, you have
Bring
to
lots
adjust.
of bug repellent and Or I'm sure you have it when you get down there. I know the tropics, and I was in Ecuador and the Amazon. I know I still have some welts from there, but that's another story. It's just what you have to do.
Yeah, yeah.
But
But for the children, especially I would say for the teenagers, once they see also the local children, and that's the same what I always say about the Mekong River, Vietnam and Cambodia. When they see the children smiling and so many truly have nothing, but they don't seem to have problems. They are happy. They seem to be happy at least. That's what they are expressing, right? From their
sure,
face, from their behavior. That goes here into our teenagers because we always feel we have the biggest problems in the world. No, we probably don't. And it's quite a transformative journey
okay,
when it comes to this. So I would encourage families with older children, teenagers, to consider this cruise as well. It's a great learning experience
sure.
and lots of quality time you can share together, no matter if you're on board or outside on your tour.
Absolutely. Now, is there anything else you want to share with our travel advisors out there about this new cruise on the Magdalena?
Well, the moment we will open up the books, I would say don't wait for too long, because as it is with everywhere in the world, as long as it's authentic, it is the most beautiful experience. I do expect once we have launched also the second ship successfully and we are cruising, that some more will come along. And then with maybe many more river cruise ships, it could become then crowded. And while the river is long, and certainly you can build docking places in many parts, I could anticipate already that the next ones who come along might adapt the itinerary that we have created because there went so much time and work into it. And then it wouldn't be nice to overrun the cities too much. Yeah.
I would expect that, but hopefully that's not going to happen. But you are the first, so
We
that's
are the first. And as a second, I would say it's always nice to have one or two words of the local language. So when you come along and do your fam trip with us, or you bring your groups on board, or all your clients who want to come along, just, try to speak a little bit of Spanish.
yep.
Just, the good morning, the good afternoon, the thank you, a couple of these words, because this will go a long way with the community who is there for you, welcomes you, anticipates you. But that also develops a lot of gratitude from their side. Mhm.
Fantastic. Well, Kristen, I want to thank you for taking the time. This was something I know you and Rudy have been waiting for some time. I've been waiting for some time. I probably every conference I see. So when is Colombia starting? When is Colombia starting? And now it's there. So I have to congratulate both of you. You've amazing, and also your partnerships with all of the Pro Colombia and all of the communities on the river. It sounds like things have really finally come together, and I'm eager to see it when I can. And certainly, hopefully, with you at one point, because I always enjoy going on the river cruises with you. You have such an insight into how everything works together. And again, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Always a pleasure and an honor, James. And we look forward to welcoming you and, of course, all our wonderful travel advisor partners on board our ships in the future. Thanks so much.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.